Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well today. Hey, Mochi, what's up, buddy? Christmas sale starts today on Steam. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to check that out a little bit later then. I do have gift cards. Hey, Brozard, how's it going? Alright, so Steam sale I'm gonna have to check out after the stream today. Thanks for the update there, Mochi. About 3 hours from now it starts. Okay, you know what? Perfect. Then it'll start by the time I'm presumably gonna end stream. Perfect time. I entertain you guys, and then I entertain myself by spending money. Oh, alright. So we are continuing Amane's route in Fruit of Grisaia and hopefully finishing it today. What happened last time? I finally decided to continue on after we finished Amane's backstory. And Yuji being Yuji saying, alright, you know what? I'll punish you, I guess, by essentially making you my slave, quote-unquote? I don't know, it's Yuji. He makes weird decisions. Basically, he's gonna, like, control every aspect of her life in a way, kind of. It's odd. I mean, he had to dumb it down for her because she was just kind of not getting what he was saying. He's essentially gonna make her actually enjoy life. But if she feels like she's enjoying it too much and wants some kind of punishment for her, he's like, yeah, I'll do that, whatever, fine. Usually by just kind of being Yuji. I mean, Amane seems like she could be in for that. Yeah. Effion, how's it going? Doing pretty good. How about you? And then then after kind of talking a bit with each other, mostly somewhat about his sister, Amane kind of maybe put something in her, after something was said, Amane got something in her head, checked the old notepad thing that she had written for her to how to escape the forest, and found a spot that's saying if you fail to escape the forest, come back to the camp and search this spot. So they're thinking maybe she stashed away some more food? And maybe she didn't die that night and had gotten away? So they decided to make a trip to the crash site. They're not expecting much. They're just checking this to check it out, because why not kind of thing. It's a long shot. Mostly because Yuji doesn't think his sister would die so easily. Unfortunately, when they got there, they were shot at by the father of the basketball team's captain, Captain Sakashida. Her father was there. His life has been in a downward spiral since she died, and blames it entirely on Amane, or is at least taking it out on Amane. So she wants to shoot Amane. After shooting Yuji. He wants to kill Yuji in front of Amane, so she can feel that same loss he did before he ends her, and then presumably ends himself. Yeah, so at the moment, they are being hunted through the woods. Yuji has already been shot. I think in the shoulder and the back with buckshot, which, holy fuck. And I believe where we left off, Yuji is basically saying, Amane, go and run, I will distract him type of thing. Basically pulling a Kazuki. Oh yeah, you're finishing today. I need to finish today. I want to finish it today. I want to finish Amane's route before 2023. That's why I have this one stream this week of Grisaia. I want to end the year off on this. playing League of Legends, so you might know how I am. Oh, so having a terrible time then. Oh, if you haven't redeemed the Ranger Sentai Rider facts. But when do we go to space? I mean, I think if we eat enough specific herbs in this forest, we'll feel like we're high in the sky. Alright, Sentai Rider fact, all that fun jazz. Did you know? After this, you pretty much only have Yumiko left. Machina and Yumiko. I still have those two. Machina is next on the docket. After Amane. And then we finish off with Yumiko. Alright. Fact. Yeah, you forgot about real true gremlin child there. I mean, she's easy to forget about. But then again, also not. Based on how much shit she always says and what she says. Okay. I don't know if I've said this one on stream before or not. This is Kamen Rider relegated. The original Kamen Rider, the original actor and everything, initially did not have a stunt actor. At least not on the bicycle. So the one in the suit and doing that was all the actual actor himself. Unfortunately, he got into an accident during one of the stunts that went wrong and hurt himself pretty badly, like shattered one of the bones in his leg. So it's like, oh shit, our lead is now going to be down and out for the count. So they used whatever footage they had for the first dozen or so episodes of him doing his own thing, like, you know, just being Kamen Rider. And then suddenly they introduce a second Kamen Rider, who then takes over as the lead of the show for a good while. Until the original actor is all healed up and cleared, you know, to be able to do things again. So he later comes back onto the show, and then we get what is now known as the Double Riders. The original Kamen Rider is now renamed to Kamen Rider Ichigo, or Kamen Rider number 1, and the new rider is dubbed as Kamen Rider number 2, or Kamen Rider Nigo. And then since then, all the stunt work, especially on the motorcycles, was done by actual stuntmen and not the actors themselves. To, you know, prevent such a thing from ever happening again. He's all well and good now. He still does acting too. Even reprising his role as, you know, Kamen Rider Ichigo. Still all these years later. If you're like me, you'll be uncomfortable through her whole route. Oh, yeah, we'll, see how that goes. But that's next year. We'll worry about that next year. I swear these directors need to be held more accountable for accidents on set. This was like the 70s too. This is the 70s. I think it was pretty low budget at the time too. Yeah, once that went badly, it's like, okay, yeah, stuntmen absolutely needed for the bicycles. But, yeah, now it's a lot safer. Hell, one stunt actress actually ended up becoming a Kamen Rider in her own right. She got a role as a Kamen Rider, fairly prominent one, at least for the most part. So, and she was doing her own stunts because, like, she was a stunt woman first and foremost, and then just kind of became an actor too. So, every time we see her doing stuff as the actors, like, that's her. Every time we see her Kamen Rider running around, that's also her. All the crazy stunts and falls and shit she takes, that's her. You forgot how many saves I have? Okay, to be fair, I still need to delete this one, which I'm going to right now. It's one save for each route. I had that other one there in case the choice I made for Michiru ended up being a bad choice. I wanted to make it easy on myself to get onto these girls' routes after I finish another one and not having to go through the entire beginning again. Looking at you, Sachiro, because I fucked up like one choice. Damn, I was gonna bribe you to read the bad ending. Maybe one day I will go back and do the bad endings for all the VNs I've played. So far, I've been lucky to get the good ends. Best Kamen Rider, wrong answers only. I can't. Brain, think, brain. I don't know. Ghost? No, actually, I got a better answer to that. Best Kamen Rider ever, wrong answers only. Saban's Masked Rider. But there you go. Enjoy that tidbit of knowledge. That is truly the worst rider. If you guys don't know about Saban's Masked Rider, you're lucky. I'll just say that. You are lucky. If you want a taste of it, watch the first 3 episodes of Season 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I believe it's called A Friend in Need. That was like a backdoor pilot. That is later retconned by the actual pilot of the show. But, yeah. Look what it could have been. And then, you know, gasp in horror at what it became. Alright. That's a good 20 minutes. I bet it'll load this up and get back to us being, you know, hunted. Of course I'm not planning just to run. I'll play the decoy. Lure him out by pretending to flee, then turn the tables and crush him. In a fight where you have the added responsibility of protecting someone, this is a better strategy. Please try to understand. This is an order. Answer me, Amane. Amane! God damn. Do I even have to with the content warning anymore? Yeah, Fiona wants to see Ruby. Alright. Brief intermission here. Rubes! Come here, honey. She is down here. they'll start playing outro music. So actually, I could switch to... Yeah, we'll switch to the Gunpla. Yeah, so I'll be gigantic. This is all I got right now. If I switch to just me, you'll start playing other music. There's my Ruby Rule. What you doing, honey? Yes, I got a treat for you. You silly little girl. I don't know if I should even give this to you. You stole pizza off my plate this morning. Little fucker. Okay, go ahead. Good girl. That's my girl. Yep. Nope, she is not a pit bull. She is... Let me fix this a little bit now. And swap back. Because, yeah, now she's buggered. I was like, I got my treat. I'm out of here. She is a Cane Corso Amble Neo Mastiff mix. I think she gets more of the Cane Corso look, while her brother got more of the Mastiff look, because he's bigger. He's bigger, much more just squared. Well, she's a little more streamlined. I have no idea what the hell that means, but she's very cute. She's a mix of two special breeds, I guess. Right, honey? Right, honey? Oh, good girl. Now go lie down. Go lie down, miss. Yeah, she was the runt of the litter. So she's a little feistier at times. Especially compared to her brother, who's just so relaxed. What? What? Come on, my miss. Go lie down. Go lie down. Yeah, she's a little feistier. That's okay. She's my bubba girl. Nobody said anything about dying. Amane. Yeah, she does have a point. She really doesn't want to have to go through the same thing again. And then this time there won't be anyone that could technically punish her. At least in the way she wants to be punished. Now she's apologizing to Kazuki?
とえ今ここでユージと死に別れても生まれ変わって何度でもユージを探してまたお姉ちゃんになるから。だから今回はごめん、カズキ。
Don't apologize, damn it. This isn't over yet. Nobody said you could give up. Also, don't hold conversations with dead people. This is exactly why you're always dragging the past around like a ball and chain. Fools only look ahead. Crybabies only look behind. Envious children only look up. And scornful asses only look down on others. But they've all got tunnel vision. You're no different from that old idiot Sakashida. But nothing, woman. That said, what do I do? Yeah, you should talk a big game. It's like, okay, what the fuck do I actually do here? Sorry, I'm unraveling chocolate. So yeah, Yuji, what's the play here? Oh. Run away separately or run away with Amane. While we said this is easier for us, at least, you know, to deal with him, because we don't have to worry about Amane, this will be, you know, make Amane feel better? Oh, hell. I mean, this is literally just repeating the past. And we saw how the past went. Amane gets even more traumatized, and she loses somebody, and someone else dies. Then again, if it's 2-on-1 here, you'd have a better odds of taking down one person, even if said person has a gun. Someone can still play the decoy. And then the other person can actually take him down. I mean, still not ideal, because there's still a chance of you getting shot, but it's easier to split that job between two people, rather than one person having to try to do both. Be the decoy and the tackle man. Tackle person. I'm gonna go with run away with Amane. Let's do what she wants. That's right. I can't leave her alone right now. Alright. We'll run away together. And watch, we'll both get shot immediately. Is that what's gonna happen? Please no. Looking into Amane's face, I find myself growing strangely contemplative. It hasn't been long at all since we met, but somehow I feel like we've been together for many years already. I'm gonna say this because of Kazuki. She probably treated the both of you pretty much the same. So, that's my guess. I feel like you've been together for years because of Kazuki. In that short time, I've gained many priceless things from her. For that very reason, the thought that I might fail to save her from this predicament is immensely frustrating. I bite my lower lip, a sudden physical rush of anger spreading hotly through my body. Oh yeah, there's no cell service out here. I was about to say, hey, why don't you just call up JB, say, hey, some guy is trying to hunt me down. Hunt me and my girlfriend down. Can you, like, send somebody to help? That's blood, Yuji. You bit your lip. I mean, to be fair, he is his somebody. Oh my god. Somebody else. If there was Seltzer, was like, hey, yeah, JB, I've been shot, I have my girlfriend with me, and I got a guy hunting me down in the middle of the woods. Send someone to help me. Someone else, please. I don't care if we gotta carpet bomb the fucking mountain. Just get rid of him. There's not much you can do. He's got buckshot embedded in his back. I glanced down, following Amane's gaze. Probably because I got myself pointlessly worked up, fresh blood began to flow from my wounded shoulder down my right arm, dripping from my fingertips to stain the rocks below dusky red. The gunshot's wounds problematic enough, but the blow to my head as I hit the ground must have been more severe than I'd initially realized. Without a determined effort to stay alert, the world before my eyes quickly seems to grow dim. You got yourself a concussion now. Alright, so he's been shot and concussed. That's not great. So this literal arbiter of death here, I guess, now, is not in the best of shape. Okay. Sorry, work email. Work email about how they want garbage and stuff to run during the holidays. Otherwise, it's like a $700 fee for the whole department, and yeah, let's not pay that. Something salty and liquid begins to flow into my eyes. And at first, I assumed the pain's causing me to sweat heavily, but when I wipe it away with my hand, I discover my forehead has begun to bleed as well. Damn. So I don't type often, grinding raids while watching. No problem, Mochi. No problem, buddy. Hope those raids go well. I'm gonna assume Scarlet and Violet, so kick, I think Charizard's ass? I think he's a new raid, possibly. I don't know, I didn't keep up on it much. But kick the overhyped Not Dragon's ass. Break time's over. Get running, huh? Man's got no patience. Oh, nah, Charizard's done. Just general raids. Trying to get some herba. Cool, cool. Alright then. Listen up, Amane. We're up shit creek without a proverbial paddle. To be frank, there's a good chance we're both gonna die here. Ready to stare down the Grim Reaper? No, you aren't. Thanks for trying, though. Human beings can't acclimatize themselves to the possibility of death as easily as that. The closer death grows, the more the mind flies into sentimentality and reminiscence. Remembering some friend from elementary school, you sniffle like a child. You look up into the sky at twilight, tears flow down your face. It takes 3 full days of living with death for the paralysis to set in. Yes, paralysis is the only word for it. Death begins to take on meaning in its own right. it becomes the only thing that does matter. Sometimes, emotions utterly numbed, the survivors stagger into the clutches with a stupid smile on their faces. Might have been the wrong thing to ask of you. Fine, let's try this instead. I'm not a charitable enough guy to roll over and die when someone tries to kill me. I'll fight back every inch of the way, and if it comes down to it, I want the last words out of my mouth to be, "Not yet." If you want to call yourself my woman, you're gonna have to do the same. Since you're so prepared to die, you think you can do it fighting at my side? You can do it fighting at my side. Got it? Got that? Fuck, can't read. Basically, if you're going down, go down swinging. I mean, that's how you do every losing match of anything. If you're going down, go down swinging. Give them everything you got. Make them hurt.
いいよ。ユージのためなら。
Thanks. I know I'm a stubborn pain in the ass, but that's what you signed up for.
ユージ、愛してるよ。
Stow it. Don't make me blush. I'll bleed out faster.
今すぐキスしたいけど、後だよね。
That'd be some psychological warfare, though, on the guy. He goes in to make the shot, and we're just fucking banging in the middle of the woods. So, gonna die anyway. Let's pop one off real quick. Don't ask questions if you know the answer. Alright, let's run.
どこまでもね。
I won't die a virgin. Yuji, probably. Okay, this man has seen a lot of action. Virgin is like the worst label to give him. It is so untrue. It would not hold up in a court of law. I mean, there's a picture on his phone of Amane's, of his cock in Amane's mouth, apparently. We know they do it all the time. This man's seen so much action on and off the battlefield, if you know what I mean. As he licked his lips, dry from the tension of the hunt, Sakashida Keiji stalked cautiously through the jungle in pursuit of his prey. Some 10 minutes ago, his fleeing targets had split up to run in different directions. After a moment's hesitation, he had decided to quietly chase Kazumi Yuji, his initial objective and the more problematic of the two. For some time, the boy had been blundering forward like a wounded beast, not even trying to conceal his flight. A crude sneer spread uncontrollably across Sakashida's face as he followed.
ち、下手くそめ。まだ鹿の方がマシな逃げ方をする。
Deer flee at full speed the instant they realize they're being targeted, and they won't stop until there's no longer the slightest sign of their pursuer. Even afterward, they'll stand quietly on alert for a full 30 minutes to an hour, cautiously ascertaining their safety. If their hunter gets tired of waiting and makes the slightest move, the deer will instantly take flight once more. Back to square one you go. The only thing to do is wait. Erase yourself, melt into the forest, clear all emotion from your mind. In time, the deer will decide the crisis is past and begin to move normally again. That precise instant is your best window of opportunity. Living things are never more vulnerable than in moments of relief. Of course, human beings are no exception. The moment your desperate flight finally brings you to safety is by far the most dangerous. This Kazumi Yuji had piqued Sakashida's interest at first, but his flight had been clumsy, and for the last few minutes he'd shown no signs of movement whatsoever. Perhaps his endurance had simply reached its end. Well, you did get a cheap shot literally on him with buckshot. That morning, just after he'd called out to Kazumi Yuji for the first time, Sakashida had momentarily felt his breath catch in his throat. Something about the man had set Sakashida's hair on end. It was a familiar feeling, the kind of tension he'd known when confronted by a large carnivore. I hate this guy. I think Yuji hates him too, though that might just be the buckshot in his back talking. Kazumi Yuji's eyes were bottomlessly, disturbingly dark. In the set of his youthful, even boyish face, Sakashida thought he'd seen a hint of a powerful, unyielding will. And when those eyes flashed over him, they were very much the eyes of a beast appraising potential prey. Sakashida had seen such eyes before. His instructor at an overseas hunting school had looked at him the same way. That instructor had spent many years in the Marine Corps, participating in innumerable combat missions, a true soldier who'd fought many enemies and outlived them all. Until the vision of her right eye failed, it was said the instructor had been the greatest sniper even among the Marine elite. Those black, glittery eyes possessed true power, not the hollow threat of some city thug's leering glare, the raw menace of a beast's indifferent scrutiny. His knees had trembled at every glance. Kazumi Yuji's eyes gleamed with the same light as the genuine articles Sakashida had once known. When the shock passed, the fact had brought him something like joy. He'd finally found the thing he'd been searching for. His goal was revenge for his daughter. He'd been searching for something to stand in his way. An effortless revenge would be meaningless. It would be no worthy tribute, no suitable final achievement, unless he was made to labor for it.
それがどうだ。もう諦めるのか？残念だよ。
With a short sigh, Sakashida took another step forward, slowly approaching his immobile target. Of course, this movement was executed with perfect stealth. He couldn't afford to be careless yet. There was still a chance this was some form of trap. Squinting in the dim light that filtered through the canopy above, Sakashida cautiously observed the ground ahead. Scattered drops of Kazumi Yuji's blood formed a trail forward into the brush. No obvious traps, but there's no telling what a wounded beast might be capable of. Yeah, an animal is its most dangerous when it's wounded and backed into a corner. Because now it's completely unpredictable. Surely a man with eyes like that wouldn't give up so easily. But in retrospect, there were many things about Kazumi Yuji he didn't understand. How could a boy like that, still virtually a child, have acquired such impenetrably dark eyes? Since he was in Mihama Academy, a box made to keep the sick daughters of wealthy men discreetly out of sight, he must have some unique circumstances. But Sakashida's investigations had yielded little in the way of answers. The moment his informant had told him Suo Amane was in a relationship with a man, he had gathered all the information he could. None of it particularly revealing. Kazumi Yuji. Precise personal history unknown. After an extended period studying overseas, he had transferred to Mihama Academy only months before as a specially invited international scholarship student. He might not even be Japanese. In fact, Sakashida's face-to-face meeting with the man had left him with just such an impression. Kazumi Yuji had spoken without the habitual slang and warped tone you'd expect from a young person these days. His words had been oddly stiff and formal, almost like a foreigner who'd learned Japanese from a textbook. And somehow, the way the boy held himself simply didn't feel typically Japanese. Even his build was unusual. He clearly trained his body intensely, but in a way utterly removed from the bodybuilder's quest for inflated masses of decorative muscle. Kazumi Yuji was lean, sinewy, as if forged for a specific purpose. As Sakashida's thoughts rolled uneasily through this litany of incompatibility, something like an answer suddenly popped into his head. An agent from the north? Didn't feel Japanese. What does that mean, Sakashida? I don't know, man. He's got some preconceived notions about the youth of Japan, apparently. Kids these days. All they want to do is sit around and watch anime. Give their money away to all these scantily clad women on the TikToks and whatnots. Our response to that? Okay, boomer. An agent from the north? He'd heard something before about a school there that existed to produce killers. After enduring severe training from a very young age, it was said those students who satisfied their standards would be sent off to foreign countries. He had no idea whether there was any truth to the story, but applied to Kazumi Yuji, it felt shockingly consistent. Even that strangely firm and erect bearing, so completely out of place in a modern youth, would be entirely understandable as a military deportment. Come to think of it, Sakashida's father had been no different. Men who spent time in the military are permanently left with a different set to their face. Even their way of thinking is transformed. No matter what the situation, they're always simultaneously considering the best and worst case scenario. A soldier, or perhaps a civilian in military employ. A contractor? When his thoughts progressed this far, Sakashida drew to a halt. This is a trap. All of a sudden, Sakashida felt very nearly convinced of that. He stared cautiously through the trees at Kazumi Yuji's white uniform, some 30 meters ahead. Sakashida Keiji was aware that he suffered from a mild case of night blindness. Although it had no effect on his daily life, recently his astigmatism had been progressing as well. When the lighting grew poor, he had significant difficulty making out the exact shape of distant objects. In the dim, gloomy forest where the treetops intercepted most of the sun's light, he could clearly make out the white school uniform of Kazumi Yuji's back. There was a possibility the boy was making use of that sharp contrast to deceive him. Once the thought occurred to him, it started to look almost like the jacket had simply been draped over a suitable tree branch. God damn it. Cursing silently to himself, Sakashita lifted his shotgun from his hip once more. Dude, okay, with this character, I can sympathize somewhat, but at the same time, he's, like, comically insane. Yeah! There was some sympathy. His daughter had died, his wife divorced him, and his company started to fold. But now when you're going out of your way to try to hunt high schoolers that you're blaming for your daughter's death, no, I'm sorry. You had sympathy for me, but now you're trying to commit murder. So no. His anxiety and nervous tension rendered his movements somewhat sloppy, and the gun rattled in his hands as he brought it to bear. 30 meters ahead, the uniformed figure flinched in surprise and turned in his direction. It's Amane, isn't it? He's been chasing Amane the whole time, hasn't he? And Yuji's trying to circle around. Is that what's happening? Amane is wearing Yuji's shirt? Just my mind playing tricks on me. Nothing but a child, after all. Lightly exhaling in relief, Sakashita took one step forward toward the white uniform. In that instant... You just let your guard down, didn't you? His face contorted with agitation and fright, Sakashita spun around toward the voice, swinging his gun up to his chest, but there was no one behind him. Wrong way. And once again, the voice was behind him. Sakashita wheeled around for a second time, only to find himself facing a large, flat boulder. Realizing the boy had thrown his voice off the wall of stone, he ground his teeth in frustration. Swinging from side to side, his gun and eyes moving as one, Sakashita searched frantically for the source of the voice. Yeah, he relaxed, so now he's vulnerable. Like I said, wrong way. The instant Sakashita screamed those words, he heard a bush rustle with movement a few meters behind. But rather than Kazumi Yuji, his eyes and the muzzle of his gun found something else entirely. A long tree branch, carved back like a tightly drawn bow. The branch instantly whipped forward into Sakashita's face. A split second after, he squeezed his eyelids shut. The rough wooden bow struck him across both eyes. White stars exploded across his field of vision. Sakashita staggered backward, utterly blind. Oh shit! By the time the thought ran through his mind, it was already too late. His arm was jerked back behind him, an unseen hand twisting the lever of his gun sharply upward, and the break-action barrel swung open. More like Sakashita! Holy hell! Amane was the decoy the whole time, and Yuji set this up. I fucking love this! Get dabbed on! Told you that was the wrong way, you know. The voice was behind Sakashita again, but this time he felt warm breath on his ear. This can't be happening! His ears ringing, frantic and terrified, Sakashita tried to turn towards his enemy. But just as his head began to rotate, a hand reached out from behind and firmly seized him by the face. Ugh! Sakashita pulls out second shotgun. As the long middle finger of Kazumi Yuji's hand dug savagely into his right eye, Sakashita Keiji shrieked in agony and horror. Oh, don't go for the eyes. What kind of a monster is he? The instant the thought ran through Sakashita's mind, a heavy kick to the back of his knee sent him sprawling forward. His head, yanked back against the momentum of his body, came to rest defenselessly against Kazumi Yuji's chest, chin up and throat utterly exposed. To be fair, he had it coming. I mean, yeah, but just, ugh. Eye horror, ugh. He's going to kill me! Sakashita's hand, still holding his gun, was pinned against his back. His shoulder and elbow screamed with pain, bones audibly creaking. His weak hand, the only possible means of fighting back, was desperately clutching at Yuji's wrist in an attempt to keep his eyeball in its socket. Oh my fucking god. He was completely powerless. If the man behind him stabbed his throat with a sharp branch, let alone a knife, he would simply die. Even as he screamed the word, Sakashita knew it was a laughable, hypocritical request. He knew this man wasn't about to stop anytime soon, no matter how nicely he asked. But if it distracted Kazumi Yuji from inflicting pain on him for even the briefest of moments, any words would do. Sorry, not quite. The same dispassionate whisper as always. Under these circumstances, it sounded so pitiless and so cruel that Sakashita involuntarily swallowed all the saliva in his mouth. As the warm liquid made its way down Sakashita's throat, his utterly exposed Adam's apple bobbed violently up and down. Close, though. Everyone always gets so very close. What? You think I'd hesitate? Unfortunately for you, I'm used to patricide. Especially when it comes to worthless scum-sucking fathers like you. Very simple, Mr. Sakashita. You only know how to kill prey that doesn't fight back. And you picked a fight with someone who only knows how to kill human beings. Here's a tip. If you want to kill a human being, you need to go in prepared for the possibility you'll be killed instead. Get fucked. Oh, shut the hell up already. He got smartphoned. Oh my god. Oh gee. That was bad. As Sakashita collapses to the ground, I let out a brief sigh, and crouched down to strip him of his hunting shotgun and equipment. Using a nylon rope and packing tape I find in his backpack, I quickly restrain him. 69 this bitch! Oh my fucking god. Yeah, somehow or other. Amane tentatively draws near, taking in the scene. Accepting my school uniform from her outstretched hand, I gingerly slip it back on. I fucking knew it! they not have star 69 where you are? No. At least I don't think so. It's not something I'm familiar with. Star 69. Reverse collar lookup? Huh. Star 69. Redial's the last number you called. Oh. Hmm. Okay, apparently we do have it here, because it's North American. It's never something I've had to use. Apparently. Obviously. Me? Talk on the phone? Are you kidding me? I hate talking on the phone. I absolutely hate it. I absolutely hate it. Also, I fucking called that after Amane was just wearing his uniform as a decoy. Staring down at Sakashida's limp, tightly bound body, Amane furrows her brow anxiously. Why the hell would I bother tying up a dead man? He's alive. Don't worry, you're not gonna have another person's, death on your conscience there, Mane. You're fine. Is it? You do remember who we're talking about here, right? Fair enough. Well, that's understandable. I have no intention of adding another layer to Amane's trauma. That happens to be the main reason this man's still breathing. It's all good in retrospect, since it worked out. But to be honest, that was one hell of a tight scrape. Pouting, Amane holds a hand to the back of her head. We devised the plan on the run. A trap using a tree branch to momentarily rob Sakashida of his vision. And what made it possible was, in fact, Amane's own hair. With no weapons on hand, we had to devise our own. And as we ran, these long, healthy locks quickly caught my attention. On average, the hairs were a full 120 centimeters long. By tying many strands together, we could use them as substitute trap wires. Oh my god, they actually used her hair as wire. At first, Amane clapped her hands happily, saying something about finally finding a practical application of digital communication, but after having nearly 30 strands of hair yanked out of her scalp, she was half crying from the intense pain. Holy fuck, dude! Don't be mad, alright? I'm grateful. You're pretty damn near perfect back there. Squatting down in the darkness in my uniform to lure Sakashida into the open, she manipulated the strand of wire in her hand to provide the crucial distraction with impeccable timing. There might have been 30 meters between them, but she was still at gunpoint. Her composure was nothing short of remarkable under the circumstances. Well done, Amane. The strategy couldn't have succeeded without you. You're getting an official commendation. Amane smiles as I drop my hand on her head and gently scratch her scalp, her cheeks flushing pink. Kinda feels like petting a smart, overgrown puppy that came running back with a tennis ball in its mouth. Oh my god, you keep comparing her to a fucking animal every time.
ねえ、もう終わったんだよね。
I'd say so. My only response to Amane's question is a furrowed brow. I've seen this expression before. It's the third kind of face a woman can show you. Not the face of a woman you can kiss. Not the face of a woman you can't kiss. The so-called special case expression. Staring blankly at that expectant, almost demanding face, I suddenly feel very, very tired. Not yet. An expedition isn't over until you reach your front door. Save it for when we get back.
もうユージ
We're going home. I'm exhausted.
もう
He's also got buckshot in him. Give him a break, Amane. Impassively allowing Amane's disgruntled mutterings to roll over my aching back, I lead her down the mountain. Sakashida's father, we leave on the spot. Trussed like a turkey. Once my cell phone finally picks up a signal, I gave JB a call and push everything onto her. Yeah, go pick up this guy we've got tied up on the mountain. He tried to kill me. What you do with him after that? I don't need to know. Naturally, the shaggy-headed dork doesn't take the news well. It takes a good deal of patient effort to explain the situation, and I end up sentenced to present myself at headquarters for an oral hearing and delivery of a detailed written report. Gunshot wounds on my back are painful enough. Now I've got a pain in the ass to deal with as well. One week after the incident, the wounds on my back had mostly stopped aching. It only takes a week to get over a shotgun blast, huh? Okay. I guess that's how that works. Checking something real quick. Am I able to check Twitch Inspector on my phone? Just to see what it's all at? Apparently I visited the page. Then again, it might just be my linked... son of a bitch. Oh. Oh. Okay. Hey, would you look at that? Hey, I'll take that. It's been stable. Hell yeah. A few drops here and there, but nothing super significant. Hell yeah. I think the new Wi-Fi adapter I got kind of helped a little bit. I think my old one was just that. Maybe just getting a little too old. So I got a newer one. Plugged it into the 3.0 slot, and yeah. Try putting into a regular USB slot this new one, and the connection would catch, and then drop, catch, drop, catch, drop, just back and forth. It's like, okay, you need to be plugged into the back of the fucking PC. That's kind of why I was trying to move my PC somewhere else, but that didn't work, so it has to stay underneath the desk. My right arm still supported by a thick sling hanging around my neck, I paid a visit to JB's office at company headquarters to offer my formal explanation.
また面倒な仕事を増やしてくれたわね。
Not my fault some guy wanted to kill my girlfriend. Yeah. You have my sincerest apologies.
あんたってばいっつもそう。朝子もそうだった。
Guess it comes with being I-9029. Might as well just resign yourself to your fate.
何よ偉そうに。だいたいそんな怪我までして。電話では聞いてなかったわよ。
Figured I'd save that for the formal report. What? Were you worried or something?
うぬぼれるんじゃないわよ。あなたの体や命はあなたのものじゃないのよ。大事な国の資産なの。わかってる？
Yeah. I understand.
ともわかってないじゃないのよ。どれだけ心配したと思ってるの？
Tsundere, but grown woman. What? So you were worried after all?
してないわよ。私はその国防装置としてのあなたの損壊を心配してたっていうか。
Oh my god. You're so full of it.
うるさい！ぐちゃぐちゃ言わないの？なんなのよ、もう。
Is it just me? Or has JB been veering dangerously close to Michiru territory lately? Maybe it really does come with the hair color. So, what happened to that Sakashita man afterward?
あら、今朝の新聞読んでないの？
Oh no. What happened? I spent the morning flirting with Amane, so unfortunately not.
坂下刑事、死ん
Oh.
だわよ。
I had a feeling they were gonna kill him. Dead?
ええ、収容された病院の屋上から飛び降り自殺したらしいわね。
Oh. Oh.
新聞にはそう書いてあったし、今朝のニュース番組やワイドショーでもそう言っているわ。
Oh. Suicide?
自殺の原因は不明ってことになっているけど、おそらくは娘の死をきっかけとした転落人生を苦にといったところじゃないかしらね。
You pushed him off the building. You guys threw him off the building. Oh my god. Dang, isn't that weird? He definitely killed himself. So strange. If he was the sort to kill himself, I'm pretty sure the incident we're here to discuss never would have taken place.
今回の事件？何？それ。
You covered it up?
事件なんて起きてもいないし、坂下氏は人生を儚んでの自殺。それが全てよ。
Oh my fucking god. Did you give him a push?
いやーねー、人聞きの悪い。
When your voice gets all high-pitched like that, there's always something ugly going on behind the scenes. Gaslighting extraordinaire.
一応ね、他にも思いついたんだけどね。
Something even worse, I'm sure. No need to elaborate.
はい、お利口さん。
The true gaslit gatekeep girl boss. God. You say I'm full of myself. Can I leave now?
結構よ。なに？そんなにあまねちゃんが恋しいの？
Yes, but that's besides the point. Looking at your hair too long makes my eyes sting.
金髪は嫌いじゃないくせに。
She's not wrong. Depends on the woman it's growing on. Alright then. I'll be going.
ユージ、ちょっと待って。
Hmm? You need something else?
前にあなたが言ってた予備社員の件だけど、条件付きで OK が出たわよ。
Oh. Conditional, is it?
そう、条件。今のままではダメだけれど、昇級試験を受けて合格すれば OK よ。
Me with a smirk ready to see a grown man cry. Oh my fucking god. Head office examinations or Japanese branch examinations?
両方。いつまでも特務部長ではいられないでしょ。少尉になったら予備士官に登録してあげる。
Telling me to go back to school yet again?
自宅から通えるように手配はしてあげるわよ。
What a pain in the ass.
あなたの強制任期はまだ1年半もあるわ。ゆっくり考えなさいな。
My current rank is 5th from the bottom of the table, and she's telling me to jump another 5. If it was just HQ's exams, it'd be absurd enough. But demanding I also pass the Japanese test for every rank is downright sadistic. If I keep working the way I am now, it'll take a decade of serious effort to hit that rank. Even if I renew my contract and accept this training course, I can't see it ending in less than 7 years. Talk about delayed gratification. So that's how it is.
つまり、なんだろう、専門の学校に通うわけ？
Probably, yeah.
じゃあ、転校しちゃうの？
No. I'd be starting the new school in 1.5 years. In other words, after my graduation.
あ、すぐじゃないんだ。
That's right. After graduating from here, I'll be going to a new school for about 7 years, at a guess. Mind holding off the marriage until after that? Well, of course you'd mind. Yeah, dumb question.
ユージが待ってろって言うなら待つよ。
No, that won't be necessary.
Hello there.
Hey Nick, how's it going? No, that won't be necessary. I'll talk it over with the higher-ups. There are restrictions on marriage as well, but once my field term is over, things should ease up slightly. I doubt it'll be a problem.
本当？じゃあ、ユージがここを卒業したら結婚してくれるの？
Got that backward, Amane. I'm the one asking you. Please marry me.
わかった、する、結婚する。
Oh my god. Well, it's gonna be a little while yet, but thanks. We'll make this work.
任せて。じゃあ、私はユージより1年早く卒業するから、その間に自分の仕事見つけておくよ。
A job? Why?
だってユージは卒業してもまた学生になるんでしょ。だったら私が稼いで食べさせてあげる。
Well, even as a student, I'll be earning 106,600 yen monthly stipend, with a bonus twice a year. And from what JB tells me, the head office covers a certain percentage of housing costs and other living expenses, including an additional allowance for married employees. Not Yuji thinking women can't work. You're just like, okay, Why though? We're gonna get enough money. You don't need to work. I mean, that's just kind of in his head. I guess? You don't have to do this at all. We'll be fine. So don't do something that's unnecessary. I don't know. The man's fucking practical. Trying to be practical, but then again, he's also misogynistic as fuck.
じゃあ私は専業主婦になればいいのかな
If you want to work, I won't stop you. Shouldn't really be necessary, though.
じゃあ子育てに専念できるね赤ちゃんの靴下を編む練習でも始めようかな
God. I think you're jumping the gun a bit on that one. Jumping the gun a bit. Still a ways off. Those thoughts prove surprisingly transient. Time always passes more quickly than you expect. All too quickly. Half a year had passed, and Amane graduated from Mihama Academy. That said, she immediately rented an apartment within walking distance of the school, so I didn't exactly have to go out of my way to see her. In fact, she made a routine of coming to the school dorm every morning, making breakfast for me and Makina, and passing us our lunch boxes. In the evening, we'd eat dinner at Amane's apartment. Here it comes. Oh god. This pattern held for maybe a month or so? Soon enough, Makina grew irritated with the effort of walking between the dorm and Amane's building. After renting the room next door, she presented the school with an application demanding special permission to commute, under the pretense of ensuring a secure living environment. And somehow, she forced Chizuru to sign off on it. Oh, Chizuru. Need that Chizuru route, damn it. Next door neighbors might not sound too bad. In reality, Makina was soon virtually squatting in Amane's room again. Just as when they'd been living in the dorm together. Another year after that, this time, it was my turn to graduate. And as planned, for some time now, I entered a special technical school specified by headquarters. In addition to the monthly written exams, my new student life involved irregular, sometimes completely unannounced, physical fitness tests, often amounting to something like a very rigorous and painful game of musical chairs. At first, I was living in Amane's room and commuting, but the daily travel on top of the grueling training proved too much. I rented a room near my new school's campus and returned to Amane on the weekends, a pattern that held for some time. But after about 2 years of this temporary solution, Makina finally chirped, "When are you to get married already?" Startled, Amane and I looked into each other's faces. Having reached the mutual conclusion that it was in fact about time we got around to that, we were married soon thereafter, finally fulfilling our promise to each other. And not long ago, 5 years after my graduation from Mihama, after various trials and tribulations, I cleared the last of my required exams well ahead of schedule by virtue of my superb grades. At long last, I entered the permanent reserve, gaining a degree of freedom. For my day job, I chose to become a teacher at my alma mater, Mihama Academy. Hey, need a gym teacher or something? It had been years since we talked about this, and I had asked half as a joke. But here I am, ready to teach a new crop of Mihama students their English. Life works in mysterious ways, as they say.
先生、おはようございますなのよ。
You're still here, Makina? It's been 5 fucking years! Holy shit! Yeah, life is just full of mysteries. How tall is she now? Probably the same. It's dumb. It's dumb as fuck. Oh my god. Makina was 15, right? And it's been 5 years since Yuji's graduation. Right? Which is about a year or so from, before he began. Makina is like 21 and still in fucking high school, apparently. Get out of my school! For example, why is Makina still a student here? That's probably number 1 on my list at the moment. Okay, why is she still in Mihama?
あれ、知らなかったの？あの子、今年で8年生だよ。でも、来年は留年できないから、いよいよ卒業かな。
She's just so... Oh my god. Fucking Makina. It's like, alright, you're old enough. Get the fuck out. I'm just gonna graduate you to get you out of here. From what Amane tells me, Makina repeated her grades 7 times in a row, ending up as something of a super freshman. What the fuck? Why? Can they actually force you to graduate? Well, apparently they can. Apparently. Because I think at that point you become a legal adult. And by then it's like, we're here to teach children, not adults. You have to go. Yeah, I think high schools will eventually kick you out. Don't quote me on that, though. Okay, apparently, I don't know exactly where this is from, but probably in the United States at the very least. As part of like an educational law, you're allowed to remain in school, like high school, until the end of the school year in which you turn 21. After that, you have to pursue adult education. Sorry, someone just fucking, that I know, just posted a thing that they found on TikTok and weren't sure about. It involves certain rule of the internet. You guys are... Thanks, Red Ranger. You just decided to drop in. You are not stable in the pose I had you in. I'll have to work on that later. Again. Everyone else is stable, shockingly. They apparently saw some TikTok trend looking up, at least, I don't know, it just kept popping up in videos, I guess, of Googling Damon Salvatore Rule 34. Yeah. So they themselves decided to and didn't exactly know. It's like they didn't know it was a thing regarding a show. And I'm like, it's Rule 34. If it exists, there is porn of it. That's why it's a rule. Rule 35, if no porn exists, it will be made. The rules of the internet. Rule 34, 35, 63. I know... Brozard, I know what Rule 35 is. If it exists, there is porn of it. Rule 35, if there is no porn, it will be made. They had to make a separate rule to ensure 34 is real. Like, you know, actually happens. Ugh. God, now I'm thinking of the time someone at a convention decided to read out, briefly read out a fanfic of Hogwarts Castle and giant squid from the lake. Don't ask me. That was something they found. They found it. And as part of their panel, that it was, I think it was like, might have been like cursed fan fictions or something. So that was one of them. Yes, let's read an excerpt of the giant squid fucking a castle. God. Oh dear God. Yeah. Apparently every room and hallway and window is an orifice. Good Lord Almighty. There's a cursed shit on the internet.
Okay, first, what? Second, the f***?
Yep. A lot of cursed shit on the internet. Didn't think Giant Squid X Castle would be one of them. God Almighty. Anyway, continuing on from that. By all rights, her age should be a serious problem, but Makina was so childish to begin with. Even now, it feels like her appearance is just caught up with the other girls.
あれ、ボバ太郎の音だね。マキナ帰ってきたかな？
Who the fuck is Bobotaro? She poached Bobotaro off you?
ああ、まあね。私はもう乗らないし、マキナに免許取ったらあげるって言ったら、本当に免許取ってきちゃったんだもの。ただいまー、アマネー。今日のおやつ何？
You're 21 years old! Stop! Stop sounding like a child! If you want to sound like a child, do that behind closed doors with a consenting partner. Not just for your everyday life. That's just weird.
おかえり、マキナ。外から帰ったらまずは手を洗いなさい。おやつはそれからよ。
Ooh, getting some dropped, bitrate was dropping a bit. I think someone probably either walked in the door or they're trying to stream something themselves, like just Netflix streaming. We'll see. That should be done though, so you'll learn who Bobotaro is in the next round. Okay, cool. So I'll just kind of keep this going for as long as I can. I'll force my way through it to finish this. There's a reason Amane stopped riding her bike. Oh my god. Specifically because she's given birth to a child. Naturally, I had a hand in this. Makina!
こらこら、嘘を教えるな嘘を。っていうかあんた、落とさないでよ。大丈夫だってば。私だって昔の私とは違うのよさ。ねえ。そう言いつつ、この前その子を肩車してて、天井の鴨居に頭をぶつけたの誰よ。
Oh, my bitrate is really going down right now, so someone's doing something. Oof. I'm in the hundreds. Are you kidding me? Right at the fucking end? When I'm trying to finish this? Oh, what awful luck. You gotta be kidding me right now. Okay, let's see what's Twitch Inspector say. Oh yeah, that's dropped big time. I was going stable for so long, and then it went... just nosedived. Oh my god. Maybe I will finally actually use these gift card, the one gift card I have, and spend the money to get the power line. I know I said that last time, but like, fuck. It's a lot of money. For something that might not even actually work and be stable? I mean, well, it'll probably be more stable. I don't know. Just don't want to waste money if I don't have to. Okay, it seems to be okay for now. So look okay on your guys' end? It seems okay on my end. Maybe a little iffy. Alright. I'll just have it open for myself, just so I can keep track of it. In case it goes to the absolute shitter. Again.
悪い方がモテるんだぜ。
Girls are more popular if they're a little Oh my god, Machina. Fucking Machina, man. Ooh, I turned the quality down for myself. There we go. Don't be ridiculous. Women are all about cooking. As long as she can make a decent meal, she won't have any trouble finding a man to bring back the bacon.
大丈夫なのよさ。だってアマネーの子なのよ。絶対お料理の上手な子に育つのよ。
Oh my god, Mochi. Sad thing is, I remember. Oh my god.
あのさ、その子まだ3ヶ月だよ。どんな子になるかなんてわからないわよ。
Fair enough. She'll be a beauty.
アマネーのエロ遺伝子が組み込まれているのよ。きっとどうしようもないスケベ女に育つのよさ。
Let's not say that about the 3-month-old child, please.
ねえお兄ちゃん、もしこの子が突然ろくでもない男を連れてきて、この人と結婚するって言い出したらどうする？
Talk. Yeah, that's fucked up. The hell are you talking about? There's only one thing I'd do. Rip off my shirt and yell, "Alright! Bring it on, punk!"
それじゃうちのお父さんと同じじゃん。
What? Her dad did that to Yuji? Right. I beat the living hell out of your dad, fair and square. Pride is something you win, not something you're given.
おかげでお父さん、腰を悪くして3日ぐらいお店休んだんだよ。
Holy shit! We beat the shit out of her dad! Oh my god! Holy crap! To be fair, he started it and Yuji fucking finished it, apparently. Alright, let's do this! Ah! God almighty. Holy fuck. He's the one who ignored your mother's approval and started shouting, "If you want Amane, you'll have to take her over my dead body." Sometimes words just aren't enough.
ほんじゃ、もしこの娘を嫁にもらいに来たアホがいたらぶっ飛ばすの？
Arab
相手がアラブ
oil
の石
chic.
油王でも？
Well, I don't care what he does for a job, as long as he can protect my daughter no matter what. If you call yourself a man, then defend your woman with all your life. Or just with your life, not all your life, just with your life. If you can't promise me that, go the hell home. No. If a spineless idiot like that has the nerve to even show up, I'll freaking kill him. For real.
殺すなよ。っていうか、あんたに勝てる男なんているの？それに、その子が好きだって言うなら、それでいいじゃない。
Listen, Amane's dad is a Chad. What, he survived a fight with Yuji? That's why he's a Chad? And was only out of commission for 3 months? You're already turning into the classic overindulgent mother. You know that? But I guess you do have a point this time. I wouldn't completely ignore my daughter's opinion on the matter. If she asked for my blessing, I'd ask her a question right back. Would you throw away your life for this man? And if after a day passes, her opinion still hasn't changed, I guess I might be able to sorrowfully approve of the marriage. Probably. Possibly. Maybe.
なんだその曖昧な後半。
What if she brings home a girl? Same rules apply? I mean, it's Yuji, so yes. The same rules would apply. What's so funny?
なんか幸せだなってさ。ただそう思っただけ。
I see.
そう、すっごく幸せ。あんなことがあった私がこんなに幸せでいいんだろうか。そんな不安に時々襲われる。
Would you throw your life away for this woman/lady? If the answer is yes, would you throw your life away for this person of non-defined gender or fluid gender? If the answer is yes, if you find someone that makes you happy and you would throw your life away for them, love is love. As long as you are a legal and consenting age. Sorry, I'm now spinning a chocolate.
それでもこの人と一緒なら、ユージと一緒なら、きっといつか私の罪や罰が許される日が来る。そんな予感がするの。やがて牧野も学園を卒業し、私たちの部屋から出ていくことになった。
Oh, finally! She finally left, huh?
卒業後はドイツにある美術の学校に留学するとのことで、当分日本へは帰ってこないらしい。いたらいたでうるさい子だけれど、いざいなくなるとなんだか自分の娘が出て行ったみたいで少し寂しい。美浜で仕事をしながら予備社員の仕事を続けていたユージも、ここ最近はめったに呼び出されなくなり、年に数日間の教官としての仕事をするだけになっていた。
Okay.
そんな予備社員の仕事もあと1年もすれば引退の時期らしい。結婚して20年。結局私はこの年になるまでユージがどこの会社で何の仕事をしていたのかを知らないでいる。別に知りたいとも思わないし、ユージは私との約束通りいつも無事に帰ってきてくれた。だったらそれでいい。それ以上は贅沢というものだ。ただユージは夜中に苦しげな声を上げて目を覚ますことがたびたびあって、それだけが少し気がかりだった。声をかければ何でもないとだけ答えるユージに無力感だけが残った。そして気がつけばもう40年。
Oh, bitrate. Why? Why now? You're recovering so well. Why now?
私ももうすっかりおばあちゃんだけれど、相変わらず有事とともに穏やかな老後というものをそれなりに満喫している。
Just powering through.
年とともにいろいろなものが穏やかになってきたのだろう。時間の流れさえ穏やかに感じられるようになり、そしてユージは夜中に苦しげな声を上げて何度も目を覚ますことがなくなった。
I give this a minute and hopefully it calms down again. Hopefully. Hopefully. Oh my god, I look like ass! Then again, I always look like ass. $5.99, huh? Or $59.99, huh? Okay. Or it looks to be one that's good. I'm gonna find the reviews again. Four out of 5. Between 690 ratings, huh? Across the globe. But you know what? I'll take the chance. I'm gonna take the chance. We're gonna add to cart. And we're just gonna do it. Try this power line stuff out for once. Proceed to checkout. Let's see the back. That's the number I want. Continue. Okay. I'll get it by a little after Christmas, sure. Place order. Fuck it. We're gonna give this a shot. Why not? So I've already used up close to half of that card now. Hey, Pedos! How's it going? Okay, it seems to be steady now, so I can continue on.
「隣の布団で穏やかな顔で眠るユージを見て、ああ、この人の戦争はやっと終わったのだと。やっとそんな穏やかで静かな日々から半年後、ユージにがんが見つかった。痛くても苦しくても我慢してしまうユージのこと。発見した時にはすでに手遅れで、余命は5ヶ月と診断された。
That's sad.
それでも私たちの生活に大きな変化はなかった。当たり前に生き、当たり前の毎日を送り、また当たり前の今日が来る。余命5ヶ月と診断されていたユージは、まるで計算していたかのように、5ヶ月目の日曜日の朝、私たち家族に見取られて奇跡に入った。ユージも死んで、ただ一人残された私は、ユージが死に際に残した。まだお前の罰は終わらないぞ、との言葉を守り続け、その後も ありがとうを言い続ける余生を送る。ユージを失った生活も思ったほど寂しくはなかった。目を閉じればユージと過ごした思い出が走馬灯のようにいくつも思い出すことができる。ユージとは何度も喧嘩はしたけれど、思い返せば全てが楽しい思い出で、出した食事に一度も文句を言われたことがないのが私の誇りだった。きっと私ももう長くはないだろう。もう思い残すこともあまりないけれど、いつでもまたすぐに会えると思えば、少しぐらいは待たせても構わないだろう。私は相変わらずそういうところで少しだけユージには意地悪なのだ。
That feels like fucking Amane for sure.
ユージが死んで5年目の夏、数えてみればあの人と出会ってから50回目の夏になる。東京で暮らす娘夫婦が一番下の子を連れて帰省した。久しぶりに見た孫の顔は幼い頃の私によく似ているような気がする。この子が生まれた時、ユージもなんだかお前に似ているなと言っていたっけ。きっと今年が最後の夏になる。そんな予感がしていた私は、義理の息子が運転する車の後部座席に乗って夏休みの旅行に出かけ、向かった先は、私が事故に遭って生き残った樹海が見下ろせる公園。私の唯一の心残りといえば、風見和樹が私のために残したあの荷物だけだった。ここはあの頃とあまり変わらない。もうここを訪れる人もあまりいないのだろう。現場へと続く山道はすっかりと荒れ果て、老いた私の足腰ではとてもではないけれど登っていけるような道ではなかった。入山を諦めた私は、日の当たる場所に置かれたバス停のベンチに腰掛け、現場に向かって手を合わせる。目を閉じれば、まだあの頃のバスケ部の仲間たちの顔を思い出す。思い出す顔の一つ一つは、今でも苦痛に歪み、光や悲しみをたたえている。みんな、ごめんなさい。そして、ありがとう。こんなに長生きしてしまった私は、いつになったら許されるのだろう。もう、私に罰を与えてくれるユージはいないというのに。ねえ、カズキ。私どうしよう。私一人じゃ答えが出せないよ。ねえ、おばあちゃん。ん？なーに？私のおじいちゃんってどんな人だったの？そっか。おじいちゃんが死んだ時、あんたはまだ小さかったからね。でもどうして急に？なんかね、おばあちゃんが元気ないみたいだから、おじいちゃんの話をしてきなさいってママが言ったの。 相変わらずだね、あの子も。変に気が回って不器用に優しいところは、あの子はおじいちゃんに似たのかもしれないね。
おじいちゃんは優しい人だった？
It depends on who you ask.
そうね。そしてとても臆病で勇敢な人だった。
臆病で勇敢？
臆病というよりは何事にも慎重で何でもよく考えて行動する人だった。そしてどんなに困難な状況であっても誰もが諦めてしまうようなことに直面しようとも何クソと立ち上がる勇気を持っていた人だったわね。覚えてないあんたに言ってもピンとこないか。
時々むちゃくちゃを言うけど優しいおじいちゃんだったのは覚えてるよ。
そっか。
おじいちゃんが死んじゃって寂しい？
どうだろうね。実はそれほどでもないけれど、やっぱりどこかで寂しいと思っているのかもね。でもきっと私にももうすぐお迎えが来て、またおじいちゃんに会えるよ。若い頃は死ぬのがあんなに怖かったのに、今はあんまり怖くないしね。
おばあちゃんは死ぬの怖くないの？
怖くはないけれど少し寂しいかな。
寂しいって何が？
そうね。私はきっと地獄へ行くんじゃないかなって
Going to hell?
そんな風に思うの。そこには多分知り合いはいなくて、だからそれが少し寂しい。
まあそれは大丈夫じゃないかな。5年間悪いことをしなかったら天国へ行けるんだって前におじいちゃんが言ってたよ。
そんな運転免許じゃあるまいし。っていうか、あんたそれ。
これお守りだよ。昔ね、おじいちゃんの病院にお見舞いに行った時にもらったの。これね、どんな危機的状況でもこれを持っていれば必ず守ってくれるんだって。
Just fucking take it after goddamn Machina.
すっげえ効果あるからお前にやるっておじいちゃんがくれた。
あの人まだそんなもの持ってたんだ。懐かしくもその小さな犬のぬいぐるみは昔まだ私たちが学生だった頃あの人に持たせたものだ。ところどころがほつれてはいても何度も修繕した跡がある。こんな子供じみたお守りをずっと大事にしてくれていたのかと思うと涙が出そうになる。さすがにもうボロボロだね。なんだか嫌な凄みが出てる感じ。
だから効き目がありそうなんじゃない？おじいちゃんはこのワンちゃんに何度も命を救われたって言ってたよ。
そんな話私には一度もしてくれなかったけどな。
しまった。恥ずかしいからおばあちゃんには黙ってろって言われたの忘れてた。
あの人らしいというかなんというか。
そうだ、おばあちゃんにワンちゃんのお礼するのも忘れてた。
お礼？
おじいちゃんがね、幸運の犬っころをやるからおばあちゃんにお礼をしろって言っててね。 ちょっと待ってね。確かね、いつか渡そうと思ってお財布の中に入れておいたはずなんだけど。
なんだろう。何をくれるの？
あったあった。はい、これおばあちゃんにあげる。
ん？それは？
これはね、天国行きのチケット。
A ticket to heaven?
天国行きの。
そう、これさえあれば天国行き間違いなし。
Okay, that's kind of adorable.
ありがとう。おそらくは落書き帳の切れ端だろう。長方形の画用紙にはクレヨンでお花や動物の絵が描かれ、あまり上手とは言えない文字が書かれている。年をとって老眼がだいぶ進行した私の目にも、そこにははっきりと天国行きと書かれているのが見て取れた。私は天国へ行ってもいいのかな。
どうして行ったらいけないの？おじいちゃんも待ってるよ。
そうなんだけどね。
大丈夫。きっともうみんな許してくれるよ。だっておばあちゃんはいい人だもの。
そうかな。
そうだよ。私、おばあちゃんがいてくれて嬉しいもん。ね、おばあちゃん。私のおばあちゃんでいてくれてありがとうね。
その言葉が嬉しくて、上手にありがとうが言える子に育ってくれたことが嬉しくて、こんな私にありがとうと言ってくれる存在が嬉しくて、私は涙が止まらなくなった。ありがとう。私も嬉しい。ありがとう。そしてユージもありがとう。私、生きていて本当によかった。今、私は救われたような気がします。いろいろなことがありました。いろいろなことに悩んだり、自分で自分を苦しめたりもして、決して穏やかだったとは言えない人生だったけれど、それでも決して悪い人生ではなかったなと思えるのは、きっとあなたが私と一緒にいてくれたからだと、今改めてそう思うのです。だから心からありがとうとあなたに言いたくて、今私もそちらへ参ります。そうしたらまたいじめてくれる？ねえ、ユージ。
おばあちゃん、どうしたの？泣いてるの？なんだ、おばあちゃん笑ってるのね。よかったね、おばあちゃん。おばあちゃん、寝ちゃったの？
No.
孫の声が少しずつ遠くなる。見上げた青い空には白い雲。
forgot how long these credits can go for. Okay, we're in the sky. Where are we going now?
Grisaia の果実
Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, that got me. Whew. Oh, breathe. Just breathe. So, that ends off Amane's route, thankfully. Thanks, Spooky, for the banana, the big banana. Whoa. God almighty. I don't think I'm ready for the next two routes. I don't think I'm ready for them. Good God. Offer me a nice big banana. Oh, I'll be. I'm gonna be okay. Just need to breathe. Fucking hell. And again, that's Amane's route now. Done. And over with. We finished it off before 2023. I wanted to at least do that, for sure. So, what did everybody think? What did everyone think of that? Or like, whatever you were able to catch from any of the streams you were able to be here for Amane's route. My God. This fucking game, man. This fucking game. It lulls you into a false sense of security. And then just hits you like a truck. Oh. Oh, I'm liking this game so freaking much. As much as it does end up making me cry, always at the end. At least this time I didn't have to read, actually read and speak out the lines of all that. If I did, I think it would have killed me even more. good. Let me switch scenes here and get off of listening to this. Okay. Wow. Just wow. So that's game number Game number 3, technically. We've already had 3 games that have made me cry. This is the only game that's made me cry twice. Ottawa once, Cyber Sleuth of all 3 things once, and now Grisaia twice. Will it go for the trifecta, the hat trick? We'll see. We'll see. But that we won't know until 2023. Okay. So, that's all I've got for today. This luckily took about as long as I thought it would. Not too many streams left this week. Next week there is going to be a lot more, but I will go into that. I'll go into that on my next stream later today. Because I'd rather keep this up for just for now. So, I am going to be back at around 7 o'clock tonight. We'll continue Kingdom Hearts 3, get another world under our belts. And then from the schedule, you can see the next stream after that will be more Kingdom Hearts 3 on Saturday, Christmas Eve. So, thank everyone, for watching, commenting, and lurking. I appreciate it very, very much. Thanks for being with me at the end of Amane's route. This was something. It hurt a little. Now I gotta charge my phone. I gotta eat. I gotta make myself not a blubbering mess. So, I hope you all have yourselves a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in a bit.